Hello and welcome, YouTubers of all ages, to the world of football, where we are doing the weekly NFL picks. No, we don't do the stupid
Point
spreads. We just pick them straight up because we're old geezers and because it makes things simpler.
That's right.
I am the younger of the two geezers, clearly, because across the table from me is my older doppelganger, the Crypt Keeper himself, the keeper of the keys at the World of Football Castle. It is Randy Snow. How are you doing today?
Hey, keeper of the keys. I like that. My dad was a locksmith for 20 years.
It makes a lot of sense. And speaking of grandfather, we have him hanging out with us today. You just got that.
Yep. The flag from his casket.
Flag from his casket. Served in the military. It's great having him here on the show. It's been a while. How you doing, Gramps? All right, moving on real quick. We did some picks last week, and you did about what you've been doing. You've been 500. So
I
you
was
went
500
You went
again.
7-7 last
Yep.
week for a grand total of 74 and 76 overall on the season. You still haven't cracked that 50% mark yet. You've been under 500 all year.
Yep.
On this side of the table, though, I went 8-6, so I'm slowly starting to decline a little bit, but I'm still above 500, and I am now 79 and 71 on the season. That puts me 5 games over you.
Yep.
And we're going to quickly highlight the fellow football fans out there who commented this week. Our top pickers who commented in, Shane TV and Liz, both went 9-5 this past week. Mike went 8-6. Aaron at 7-7, and a new person entering the arena here. I am Sal Perez Jr. went 6-8. So thank you everybody for your participation as always, and we look forward to you participating again this upcoming week. But we will not waste time this week.
Nope.
We're going to get right into it, starting with the Tennessee Titans on Thursday night, traveling to Green Bay in Week 11 to play the Packers. Who do you got in this one?
Give me the Titans in this one. I think the Green Bay win last week was a fluke, and they're going to be back on the losing track this week.
Wow, I feel just the opposite. I'm taking the Packers to get another win. They're at home. It's short week. Aaron Rodgers got the blood pumping, pulled that team around. Give me the Packers this week. The Chicago Bears will travel down to Atlanta to play the Falcons. The Bears have been a high-scoring team. You know, Justin Fields, I've been giving him a lot of flack this year, but I think Justin Fields might actually be better than I thought. And I think, he's had a couple of great weeks in a row. He's put up a lot of fantasy points. I know that doesn't amount to much when they've lost those 2 games. But give me the Bears to come out on top of the Falcons.
I'm going to take Atlanta in that game.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. Oh, let's see. We're going on opposite paths. Well, we continue as the Ravens host the Carolina Panthers. The Ravens coming off of that bye. Who you got?
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to pick against the Baltimore Ravens, especially
home.
Lamar after a bye. Give me the Ravens as well. The Cleveland Browns travel to Buffalo to play the Bills after the Bills suffer that shocking overtime loss. I see the Bills bouncing back. Give me the Bills.
I agree. The Bills will bounce back against the Browns.
All right, the Washington Commanders, who got that big win on Monday Night Football against the undefeated Eagles, will be going to Houston to play the Texans in the 1 o'clock slate. Who do you got in that one?
Give me the Washington Commanders. I'm on that bandwagon now.
They've turned things around. Tyler Heineke, I'm not saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he's doing an adequate job for the Commanders. Ron Rivera doing a good job coaching them as well, so give me the Commanders to win that one. The Eagles travel to Indianapolis to play Jeff Saturday and his Indianapolis Colts, who got a surprise win last week. Give me the Eagles to get back to their winning ways.
I agree. Philly all the way in that game.
All right, the New York Jets travel to New England to play the Patriots. Who do you have in that game?
The Patriots.
Boy, I normally am on that side, but you know what? I'm going to take the Jets to get us a surprise win. That didn't work out for me last time picking the Jets, but give me the Jets.
Yeah, it might not be a bad pick.
We'll see.
The Jets are doing well.
The Los Angeles Rams take on the New Orleans Saints, and I'm going to take the Saints at home. I don't know what it is. The Rams are banged up. They lost Cooper Kupp. The Rams look like a struggling team right now. Let's see if they prove me wrong.
Well, it depends on who their quarterback is.
It's true. Is Matthew Stafford going to be out another week? We don't know.
But I'm going to take the Rams.
Okay.
That's probably a bad pick, but I'm going to take the Rams.
Well, speaking of, are you going to make a bad pick? The Detroit Lions will take on the New York Giants in New York. Who do you got in that one?
Give me the Giants, I'm afraid.
You're afraid, huh? Well, I don't know what it is. Lions have won 2 straight. Maybe it's the stupid Kool-Aid blood in my veins, but give me the Detroit Lions to upset the G-Men. It'll be a close one. Maybe even a last-second win for Detroit, but something tells me the Lions might be able to steal one here in New York. I don't feel 100% on it, but enough to actually say it on video in front of people.
I would love to be wrong on that pick, so
Yeah.
I hope
We'll see
hope what you just said comes true.
We'll see if any of our pickers feel the same way. The Las Vegas Raiders will take on the Denver Broncos to start the 4 o'clock slate of games. And give me the Broncos to beat the Raiders. I don't know what's up with the
Really?
Raiders. Yeah. Who you got?
I am taking the Raiders.
Wow, okay.
I think the Broncos are just a dumpster fire this year.
Oof. Not wrong. The Dallas Cowboys travel to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Who do you got in that one?
Boy, I kind of wrestled with this one, but give me the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to go with the Vikings as well, but I think we were saying we don't know if they're as good as we think they are. Clearly, you thought they were better.
They're better than I thought
I've been
they were.
thinking the Vikings are decent, but give me Dallas. Give me the Cowboys to bounce back. I don't think the Vikings, that means they're a bad team, but I just think the Cowboys, after last week's meltdown, I think they bounce back. All right. Then the final 4 o'clock game, the Bengals travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. And give me the Bengals.
Okay. I am going to take the Steelers in that one at home.
Really? I'm a little surprised. I almost took the Steelers as well.
Yeah, I almost took Cincinnati.
All right, and then that flexed Sunday night game, which will have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Who do you got in that one?
Kansas City.
Yeah, hard to not pick Kansas City right now. They're who I think actually right now might be the best team in the league. I know there's been some jumping up and down between the Eagles and the Bills, and now the Vikings jumping in there, but I think the Chiefs have been pretty consistent. And then finally, your Monday night game, which will be in Mexico City this year. The 49ers of San Francisco will be taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't even have to hesitate. Give me the 49ers.
I agree, 49ers in that game.
All right, and that is it for our picks this week. We were just flying through them this week, guys. And then on bye this week, I'd like to just mention the Jacksonville Jaguars, Miami Dolphins, Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, anything else from you before we... Wow, all right, looks like we're going to get out of here real quick. Randy, what do you got?
Please like our YouTube page, subscribe to it, hit the bell notification, leave us a comment. We also have a weekly podcast, This Week in the World of Football. This week we had news from the NFL, the CFL, the XFL, and the USFL. Check all that out on our weekly podcast. Our history lesson this week was part one of a discussion of the greatest offensive and defensive nicknames in football history. We had some college ones and a couple NFL ones.
Yeah, there's some great classic nicknames. Some you've probably heard before, and maybe even one that you didn't hear before. I definitely didn't hear about it before.
Maybe you'll learn something like he did.
I did. I learned something this week. All right. Anything else from you?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, there you guys go from our quick, brief pick segment this week. We just were flying through it. Feels good to just fly through it. We're getting in, getting out, and we'll see you guys next week.